Oh, good morning, greetings and salutations, everybody. I hope you're doing well this morning. My, oh my, what a day, what a day. There it is. Oh, I thought there was something under my foot. I was like, oh, that's painful. Good morning, Hal. How are you doing? Happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there. And I'll say it again later. I'll say it again later. Man, what a beautiful day it is. What a beautiful day. I'm so glad that I have all you fine folks out there hanging out, chilling in the chat, and man, oh man, we'll have a little bit of something special for you guys a little bit later. You'll just have to see. Just wait and see. Something that I was given earlier last night. Man, I'm a little stopped up this morning. What a night! Hanging out with MG Law and watching that trial. Dude, I'm hoping that not too many people stayed up late. Yes, it is been crazy, crazy times indeed. I just saw that looks like Maracus or whatever his name is, has been impeached. I thought that had completely failed. I thought that had completely failed. I figured I'd get some of this stuff out early enough in the morning. Maybe have a little bit of fun with the chat, seeing that we've got just that kind of day going on. So special. Well, let's see whether we've got what we've got here from the AP coming across. Oh Lord. And we'll pull this bad boy up and share. Here we go. Hey, Eris. Good to see you. Give you a summary. Boss number 5 is going to be pissed at me because I missed it. Well, here we go. Georgia judge is set to consider whether to remove Fannie Willis from the election interference case. In Atlanta, a Georgia judge who is deciding whether to toss Fulton County District Fannie Willis off her election interference case against former President Donald Trump has set a hearing for Thursday that is expected to focus on details of Willis's personal relationship with a special prosecutor she hired to go after Trump. Isn't that nice? Summary to the AK trial. There's not much of a summary to give. The Alaska trial, the summary so far is there were people, they found the body, one of the bodies, the first body. I don't know how far he got into it, but he's being charged for deleting 2 people, and they want to find out if there's more. There's 2 that they know of. And it's just because they found tape of the second one, of him abusing this lady, is what set them off, and he said that he had done it before, and that's why they're wanting to pin the second one on him. It's crazy. But yeah, you have to hear the witness that found the body, or found the SD card that was helped find this guy. Oh yes, that's so nice. Good morning, all. Good night for you. Have a good show. She is. Tell Derek I said hi if and when she appears. You take care, T-Rex. Good morning, Wicked Psyched. That is wonderful. Aw. And of course we've got, oh yes, thank you. Thank you very much. So this special prosecutor that Fannie Willis hired, their judge is going to be deciding whether she's going to be off the case. which doesn't really matter because then you still have the special prosecutor there, which is crazy. As soon as allegations of inappropriate romantic relationship between Willis and Nathan Wade surfaced last month, speculation about the future of the case began to swirl. Even if the prosecution isn't derailed, the upheaval has certainly created an unwanted distraction for Willis and her team and could undermine public confidence in the validity of the case. Well, you think? The defense attorney who first exposed the relationship says it creates a conflict of interest and is asking the judge to toss out the indictment and prohibit Willis, Wade, and other officers from further involvement in the case. In a response filed earlier this month, well, good luck with that. Willis acknowledged a personal relationship and said it has no bearing on serious criminal charges she's pursuing, as the judge dismissed the motion seeking her qualification without a hearing. Seeking her disqualification without a hearing. The law says disqualification can occur if evidence is produced demonstrating an actual conflict or appearance of one, says Fulton Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee. And that's what he said during a hearing Monday, because he believes it's possible the facts alleged by the defendant could result in a disqualification. I think an evidentiary hearing must occur to establish the record on those core allegations. The highly anticipated hearing, like all courtroom proceedings of the case, will be streamed live on the judge's YouTube channel as well as by news outlets. As he makes another run for the White House, former president has exploited the relationship, referring to Wade and Willis as lover or boyfriend in an attempt to cast doubt on Willis's motivations and the legitimacy of the case. Other Republicans have piled on, using the claims to justify calls for investigations into or sanctions against Willis, an elected Democrat who's up for re-election this year. The original motion was filed by former Trump campaign staffer and one-time staff House aide Michael Rahman, or Roman, one of the two. Could be Roman, could be Rahman. I like Rahman. Hey, hello, Lexi. Glad you could make it in today. That's wonderful to see you. Yes, you're so telling. I'm gonna kick your ass, TX Trucking tomorrow, Monday, right? I love it. Rahman's motion says that Willis and Wade were romantically involved when she hired him in November 21 to manage an investigation into whether Trump and others had committed any crimes as they tried to overturn his 2020 election loss in Georgia. And if you listen really closely, what actual Trump said, and not what the news is telling you he said, but the actual phone call, which was recorded, which they have on tape, and not the edited parts that the news is telling you, you go, oh, that's all? Like, put it in context. As if I remember correctly, you can tell me I'm wrong, but if I remember correctly, he was asking Rossberger, saying, hey, what's going on with the election there? This is really strange. You got a lot of stuff going on there. I'm not quite seeing it. It's like, can you find me like another 10,000 votes somewhere? It's just like, what the hell is going on? And it's been misconstrued to make it say that he was telling him to do something bad and wrong. But you listen to the phrasing, he's basically saying, hey, can you find me 10,000 votes somewhere? Because I mean, you guys are pulling votes out of your ass. Like, how about you find some of these for me? Almost in a joke way. So crazy stuff. Four of the people charged have already pleaded guilty after reaching deals with prosecutors. Trump and the remaining 14 have all pleaded not guilty. Willis has paid Wade more than $650,000 for his work and then profited personally when Wade used that money to take her on expensive vacations, including cruises on the Bahamas, trips to Aruba, Belize, Napa Valley. Roman alleges his filing also questions Wade's qualifications for the job, saying there's no evidence he had ever prosecuted a felony or handled a racketeering case. Just under a week after Roman's motion was filed, Willis used a speech at a historic black church in Atlanta to forcefully defend Wade's qualifications and her own decision to hire him. She didn't address the allegations of the relationship in that speech, waiting nearly 3 more weeks to acknowledge a personal relationship in a court filing. Attached to that filing was a sworn statement from Wade saying that the pair only began that personal relationship in 2022 when she was already working as a special prosecutor. The statement also said that travel expenses for him and Willis were roughly divided equally between us, received no funds or personal financial gain, no sexy, no love, no hate. Sounds like I could use a tea. Yes. Dogs are the best photographers. Steady pause. Love it. Yeah, my voice may sound a little off, but that comes from on the heels of being online for at least a good 6 hours yesterday. Plus all day work, communicating with various state heads and things like that. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Uh, Roman's attorney Ashley Mershett has subpoenaed Willis, Wade, 7 employees of the district attorney's office, and others, including Wade's former business partner. Blah blah. Willis sought to quash those subpoenas. She argued Roman's attempts to subpoena people in her office suggest an eye toward public narrative as opposed to a legal remedy, and that anything Bradley knows is protected by attorney-client privilege, as he once served as Wade's divorce attorney. Caffey declined on Monday to quash those subpoenas, but agreed to revisit that after Bradley testifies. Aware of the personal nature of some of the details that could arise in Thursday's hearing, the judge said that if there's anything that amounts to harassment or undue embarrassment, he's not going to feel inhibited from stepping in, even without an objection from counsel, to move this along to keep it focused on the issues at hand. McAfee also made it clear he does not believe arguments over Wade's qualifications are relevant, saying that as long as an attorney has a heartbeat and a bar card, it is within the district's attorney to discretion to hire him. Yes, they can do that. So Chizzy reads the chat backwards. I don't backwards reads the chat. I don't backwards chat reads. Nope, doesn't happen. Good to see you. Do pregnant stingrays puff up like blowfish? That would be fun. Well, we'll find that out too, also. We will find that out also today. If you want to share it, we'll see. Charlotte, a stingray with no male companion, is pregnant in her mountain aquarium. Charlotte, a rust-colored stingray the size of a serving platter, spent much of her life gliding around the confines of a storefront aquarium in North Carolina's Appalachian Mountains. She's 2,300 miles from her natural habitat under the waves off South California, and she hasn't shared a tank of water with a male of her species in at least 8 years. Yet nature has found a way, the aquarium's owner said. The stingray is pregnant with as many as 4 pups and could give birth in the next 2 weeks. Here's our girl saying, "Happy Valentine's Day. Let's have some pups," said Brenda Rammer. Why would you want to have a name like Rammer? Especially working with a stingray. Executive director of the Aquarium Shark Lab on Main Street, downtown Hendersonville. Expert on stingrays said it would have been impossible for Charlotte to have mated with one of the 5 small sharks that share her tank, despite news reports suggested that was the case after Rammer joked about possible interspecies hookup. The small aquarium is run by Rammer's educational nonprofit Team Echo, which encourages local school children and others to take interest in science. Its big lesson now is on the process of a parathenesis, parathogenesis, a type of asexual reproduction in which offspring develop from unfertilized eggs, meaning there is no genetic contribution by the male. The most rare phenomenon can occur in some insects, fish, amphibians, birds, and reptiles, but not mammals. Documented examples have included California condors, Komodo dragons, and yellow-bellied water snakes. Lady lions, or Katie lions. I was going to say lady lions. Yes. And again, everyone, happy Valentine's Day. So glad that you could be here with me, showing me some love. I feel so glorious. No, we're not celebrating this faux Ramotes Day. Just celebrate something fun, like serial killers or deadliest crashes. I think that's awesome. But there are some people that want to feel some love, and that would be Lexi. She feels loved. Don't you want to feel loved, Eris? came up in my first row of recommended. There you go. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Woohoo. Hooray, hooray. Ah, to be clear, Lion said these animals are not cloning themselves. Instead, a female's egg fuses with another cell, triggers cell division, leads to a creation of an embryo. The cell that fuses the egg is known as a polar body. They are produced when a female is creating an egg, but usually aren't used. We don't know why it happens, just that it's kind of this really neat phenomenon that they seem to be able to do. The rumor said she and others at the nonprofit first thought that Charlotte had a tumor when they noticed a lump on her back and it was blowing up like a biscuit. But an ultrasound revealed her pregnancy. They were like, shut the back door. There's no way. We thought we were overfeeding her, but we were overfeeding her because she has more mouths to feed. Charlotte currently lives in a tank that's about 2,200 gallons, or nearly the size of a construction dumpster. Rumor said they're hoping to get a tank nearly twice the size to accommodate Charlotte's offspring. They also want to put up live cameras up for people to see them. It's very rare to happen, but it's happening in the middle of the Blue Ridge Mountains in rural North Carolina, hundreds of miles from the ocean. As for the suggestion that Charlotte could have been impregnated by a shark, Lion says that's impossible. Besides being different sizes, the animals wouldn't match up anatomically, neither would their DNA. Sort of the same way that two men can't have a baby. We should set the record straight that there aren't some shark ray shenanigans happening here. Okay. Round stingrays like Charlotte are abundant in the Pacific coast of Southern California, Mexico, often resting off the ocean's bottom, sandy near the shoreline. Blah, 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 blah. Well known for humans because of their painful sting, often resulting from a beachgoer's foot stepping on them. So the so-called stingray shuffle as they wade through the water, in large part because of round stingrays. Well, not square ones. I'm so glad the round stingray is getting media attention it finally deserves. Hooray for Hollywood. Hey, I'm still at work, silly woman. Hey, Mass, how you doing? Good to see you. I do hope, that you guys are having a wonderful Valentine's Day, that you're feeling the love, feeling it deep down inside, deep, deep down inside. Ah, here we go. Look at that. Got another one of these wonderful ones here. What's at stake in Trump's hush money criminal case? Realize that he has all these court cases going on. When does this man have time to do anything but listen to this BS? Former President Donald Trump is expected in court on Thursday for an important hearing in a New York hush money criminal case, which now appears increasingly likely to go into trial next month. He's set to rule on key pretrial issues, say for certain whether the trial is scheduled March 25th. If that happens, the New York case will be the first of Trump's 4 criminal indictments to go to trial. Trump's lawyers have asked motion to dismiss the case entirely. The judge's recent activities suggest it's unlikely to happen in recent weeks. Court records show Merchant has been communicating with defense lawyers and Manhattan prosecutors to plan a jury selection for the March trial. This delay may cause conflicts in Trump's crowded legal calendar. Well, if he's already got prior dates, then there's not much they can do. Baker wants to be your Valentine. He's all about the love. February 14th. Reach in and grab that heart. You'll make some dough out of it. That's what Baker will be doing. He will be making some big hearts. He'll be turning the ladies' legs to dough, making them feel quite tingly. Trump's New York case involves an alleged scheme to prevent potentially damaging stories about his personal life from becoming public during his 2016 campaign. Charged Trump last year with falsifying internal records by his company to hide the true nature of payments made to his then lawyer Michael Cohen for helping bury stories alleging Trump had extramarital sexual encounters. The case centers on a payoff of 2 women, former Playboy model, as well as a doorman who claimed to have a story about Trump having a child out of wedlock. Trump says he didn't have any of the alleged sexual encounters. Cohen paid Daniels $130,000 in range for the publisher of the National Enquirer to pay McDougal $150,000 in a practice known as catch and kill. The Trump organization reimbursed Cohen at an amount far more than what he'd spent. Prosecutors said the company logged the payments delivered in monthly installments and year-end bonus check as legal expenses. Prosecutors said over several months, Cohen said he got $420,000. Records at issue included general ledger entries, invoices, and checks that prosecutors say were falsified. What is he charged with? 34 counts of falsifying business records. Well, isn't that beautiful? There was a day when commercials were entertaining, and I had some talent behind the writing. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, tonight I grabbed it yesterday. Sounds hot. Grab it, Harris, grab it. Because it is a case, Trump would not be able to pardon himself if he were to become president again. Because the state case presidential pardons only apply to federal crimes. To convict Trump of a felony, prosecutors must show he not only falsified or caused business records to be entered falsely, which would be a misdemeanor, but that he did so to conceal another crime. Prosecutors did not specify the other crime of his indictment because have since said the evidence shows his actions were meant to conceal campaign finance crimes. Oh, beautiful. Cohen pleaded guilty to campaign finance crime for his role in the alleged hush money scheme. The publisher of the National Enquirer signed a non-prosecution agreement with federal prosecutors who consider the payment to be McDougal and an illegal contribution. What did Trump and his lawyers say? Trump has denied it, and his request of case thrown out. March decided Thursday's hearing revived the so-called zombie case to interfere with the Republican frontrunner's chances of retaking the White House. And that's what it is. Bragg's predecessor, Cyrus Vance, decided not to press the case on the same allegations after 5-year meandering, halting, and roving investigation that entailed inexplicable and unconstitutional delay. The DA filed a discombobulated package of politically motivated charges marred by legal defects. Trump's told launch on Tuesday. Jules argued, what does it mean for Trump? Made his first U.S. president to face criminal charges. He was indicted in Georgia and D.C. on charges he plotted to overturn his loss and blah, blah. Despite the sting, New York courts records, contrast, blah, blah, blah. So there's really just a bunch of fluff. This is all it is, just a bunch of fluff. That a long-winded way of saying, yeah, we're going to send Trump to trial again for another indictment because you throw enough shit at the wall and something is bound to stick. Something is bound to stick. Can you tell I'm in a bad mood? You need a Snickers. Oh, that would entail chocolate. That would entail chocolate. You sure you need a Snickers? Not just a good hug, Harris? I think a good hug might do you well. So, yeah, a good hug I think will do you just wonderful. So Democrat Tom Suozzi elected to succeed George Santos. Tom Suozzi won a special election for a U.S. House seat in New York. On Tuesday, he takes a seat that was held by Republican George Santos, who was expelled from Congress. His victory could lift his party's hopes of heading into a fiercely contested presidential election on the 14th. So that's all we've got for that. He was voted in. Mr. Suozzi. Wake up. Oh, Mr. Suozzi, wake up. Hey, good morning, Danielle. Good to see you. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. I hope you got a little bit of rest last night. Oh, my. There we go. So, who is Trump's pick to lead the RNC? He's facing skepticism. Let's find out who this guy is, or girl. Michael Whatley is the next leader of the Republican National Committee. Trump zeroed on the North Carolina GOP chairman's dedication to election integrity, baselessly suggesting he would ensure a 2024 race can't be stolen. Some of Trump's most ardent supporters in Whatley's home state would no doubt like a word. Whatley has been accused by some Republicans of essentially manufacturing his win as a state party chairman last year following a chaotic vote which resulted in a legal challenge that offered some evidence some ballots were improperly cast. While Whatley and his allies acknowledged that technical problems made voting with the party's mobile app difficult. They vehemently denied irregularities, changed the outcome of the contest, and note the lawsuit was dismissed. Good coffee. I love getting some coffee in the morning. I hope you guys are doing the same. Getting a little bit of coffee, warming up the soul, warming up the body, making you feel more awake and more alive. But for some conservative, primed by years of Trump urging vigilance against voter fraud, the episode instilled a suspicion that the party contest was stolen by a Washington Beltway fixture whose work for the George W. Bush administration as a lobbyist they viewed skeptically. I can only conclude two possibilities. Once he felt the need to cheat to win. Two, he is completely incompetent, and both are disqualifying, said Watley's challenger, John Kane Jr., who described himself as unquestionably the true MAGA candidate in the contest. The controversy surrounding Watley's election to the GOP's top political post in North Carolina is one of the several emerging signals that suggest challenges ahead. Trump is aiming to wrest control of the RNC by muscling Watley. But in doing so, he's elevating some of the most relevant scant national profile and guided resume that includes linking to his good lord. Can you guys just give me a whole bunch of word salad written by fucking AI? My apologies. Ooh. A complete overhaul. We need a complete overhaul of the RNC. We've been saying that for years. Good lord. I'm not even going to read that. Oil and gas lobbying. Oh, hooray. What does that have to do with this guy? Poll watchers. No, I can understand that. Poll watchers might be something that you want to have. But Brian, you've got a really horrible growth on your face. It looks like a caterpillar is taking a dump down the sides of your chin. It looks horrible. Caterpillar on his lip is taking a dump down the sides of his chin. It just looks bad. Sorry, Brian. It looks really bad. Like a man with a chin that weak should not be growing a mustache. It just makes their chin look even worse. And I am mean. Wow. I don't. Yeah. Well, maybe my bills like me having a job. Yeah. Well, don't worry. It's only February, and we're not even halfway through yet. Well, we might be a little over halfway through. That does happen here. All right. Let's get angry at the potato. This is just for Eris. So of course, what do you hear? Biden warns opposing the Ukraine funding in Congress. Somehow it made it through the Senate. Isn't that wonderful? Plays into Putin's hand, but faces resistance in the House. So President Joe Biden on Tuesday called for House Republicans to urgently bring a $95.3 billion aid package for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan to a vote, warning that refusal to take up the bill passed by Senate in the morning would be playing into Putin's hands. Supporting this bill, standing up to Putin, Biden said, raising his voice, strong comments from the White House, as referred to the Russian leader, "We can't walk away now. That's what Putin is betting on." But packages faced a deep uncertain future of the House, where hardline Republicans aligned with former President Donald Trump, the frontrunner for the GOP presidential nomination and a critic of support for Ukraine, who opposed the legislation. Speaker Mike Johnson has cast a new doubt on the package and made it clear that it could be weeks or months before Congress sends the legislation to Biden's desk, if at all. The potential impasse comes at a crucial point, nearly 2-year-old war, and supporters warn that abandoning Ukraine could embolden Russian President Vladimir Putin and threaten national security across the globe. How would it? I don't understand. How can it do this? How can it? Let me see. Across the globe. Oh wow! Because you're getting all of your funding like kicked back to you from Ukraine. I mean, we've been saying this for the past 2 years, that we know that Biden has is getting funding from Ukraine, that his son has ties to Ukraine, that he might have been trafficking some Ukraine hookers here or there. Now, maybe, accusations, there was some looking into what was going on in Ukraine during Trump's administration. He had some questions about shit that might have just been not quite on the up and up. And well, it was all Russia, 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 Russia. It's all Russia. Yeah, they're screwed. Ukraine needs to get their head out of their ass, and NATO needs to back the hell off, because that's never going to end well for NATO. They're basically declaring war against a sovereign nation if they go after Ukraine or after Russia. That's why the NATO has not jumped in there. Not saying that NATO nations haven't funded it, but NATO is like, stay the fuck out of that shit. Yes. Animals, squirrels. Gotcha. Mm. Biden also lashed at Trump, who on Saturday said during a campaign appearance that he once warned he would allow Russia to do whatever it wants to a NATO member nations that are delinquent in devoting 2% of their gross domestic product to defense. Well, he said a little bit more than that. He basically said, let's find out what is actually going on. And, you guys need to get your head out of your ass if you want to be supporting to NATO. If you want NATO to support you, you've got to support NATO. 2% of their gross domestic product is not a big thing. When America gives its word, it's meaning something. Biden said. Donald Trump looks at this as if it's a burden. Well, if you pull out of NATO because you're the only one paying for everybody to use your defense, then screw you. Like, there's one reason NATO ain't in Ukraine, and it starts with an N and ends with nuclear. Yeah. Yeah, there's a reason why we're not in Ukraine, and it's a hell of a lot more than just that. Yeah, well, it does, I guess, because Putin has already said that, yeah, we would stop that shit in a heartbeat. We would, you pushed in too far. Like, you said you would not be expanding NATO in this direction, and you're expanding NATO in this direction, if not by force, by proxy. And that's, you keep playing with the bear, you're going to find out what happens. Just keep poking the bear. And whenever I'm talking about the bear, I mean Russia. You keep poking them, I guarantee you, it's not going to end well for you. You're just stirring up shit, hoping for a goddamn war. Pissing me off. When America gives its word, it means something. Biden said, "Yeah, sure." The Senate vote came early Tuesday after a small group of Republicans opposed to the $60 billion for Ukraine held the Senate floor through the night, using the final hours of debate to argue that the U.S. should focus on its own problems before sending more money overseas. Yet, of course, 22 Republicans voted with nearly all Democrats to pass the package 70-29. With this bill, Senate declares American leadership will not waver, will not falter, will not fail, said Chuck Schumer, who worked closely with Republican leader Mitch McConnell. Go figure, another fucking rhino. The message through the Senate with a flourish of GOP support was a welcome sign for Ukraine amid the critical shortages on a battlefield. That's tough shit. Suck it up, Ukraine. Ukraine soldiers are out of artillery shells. Well, that's, they wouldn't be out of artillery shells if you weren't sending money to Zelensky so he could funnel it back to the United States through campaigns. Ukraine soldiers out of Ukraine units rationing rounds of ammunition to defend themselves. And whenever they find this out in Ukraine, what exactly the bullshit that happened, how do you think that's going to make those Ukraine people feel? Do you think they're going to be happy? You think they'll be pleased? You think they'll be all grins and just oh my, what a wonderful, nice thing that Vladimir did here. Zelensky, whatever. The president appealed to House members in stark terms and called on Johnson to let the matter come to a vote. Ukraine supporters were also hoping that the showing of the bipartisan support in the Senate would pressure Johnson to advance the bill. Fuck McConnell. Speaking directly to his detractors, a longtime Republican leader said in a statement, "History settles every accountant today on the value of American leadership and the strength history will issue the record." Shut up, McConnell. Dollars provided by the legislation would purchase U.S.-made defense equipment. Like I said, funnels right back into the U.S., including munitions and air defense systems that authorities say are desperately needed as Russia batters the country. Also includes $8 billion for the government in Kyiv and other assistance. So $8 billion is going to the government. How is the government doing anything? They're the ones that should be working on getting a ceasefire. Oh, wait, there was a ceasefire. And guess what? They tore it up as soon as Russia pulled out of there. Putin's ambitions have never been limited to Ukraine. His goals are far broader. That is a lie. This means our defense solidarity must be even broader. Those are lies and facts, not in evidence. Hey, gamer. What is good to see you, cool gamer? Good to see you. You're gonna start a business called Nuclear. Families pay me to give them what they need to clean up crime scenes for their relatives. Progressive lawmakers have objected to sending off offensive weaponry to Israel, and Senator Bernie Sanders, as an independent of Vermont, as well as two Democrats, blah, blah. I cannot, good conscience, support sending billions of additional taxpayer dollars for Prime Minister Netanyahu's military campaign in Gaza. Isn't that wonderful? It's a campaign that has killed and wounded a shocking number of civilians. Yet these same people will send money over to Ukraine that's going to prolong a war and make it go on longer than is necessary. Jesus. The bill's passage followed almost 5 months of torturous negotiations over an expansive proposal that would have paired the foreign aid with an overhaul of border and asylum policies. Jesus. A bipartisan deal on the border security fell apart just days after its unveiling. The head-spinning development that left negotiators deeply frustrated. Republicans declared the bill insufficient and blocked it on the Senate floor. After it collapsed, the two leaders abandoned the border provision and pushed forward with passing the foreign aid package alone, as Democrats had originally intended. While a slimmed-down foreign aid bill eventually won a healthy showing of GOP support, several Republicans who had previously expressed support for Ukraine voted against it. The episode further exposed divisions of the party, made more as public. Trump dug in, blah, blah. Senator J.D. Vance, Ohio Republican, argued that the U.S. would step back from the conflict to help broker an end to it with Russia's Putin. He questioned the wisdom of continuing to fuel Ukraine's defense when Putin appears committed to fighting for years. I think it deals with the reality that we're living in, which is they're a more powerful country and it's their region of the world. So why in the hell are we there? Makes no sense. Vance, along with Kentucky Senator Rand Paul and other opponents, spent several hours on the floor railing against the aid, complaining about Senate process. They dug in their heels and to delay a final vote, speaking on the floor until daybreak. Supporters of the aid pushed back, warning that bowing to Russia would be a historical mistake, that devastating consequences. They pointed out that Putin were to attack a NATO member in Europe, the U.S. would be bound by treaty to become directly involved in the conflict. There you go. That's not at all what he said. What he wants is peace throughout the region. And you can have a lot of peace if you just say, okay, Russia, the U.S. has been interfering in your shit. So how about we stay the fuck away from there? House Intelligence Committee Chairman Mike Turner, Republican of Ohio, traveled to Ukraine last week to bipartisan delegation, meet with Zelensky. Why are you meeting with Zelensky? Start looking into Mike Turner's funding right there and see where some of it's coming from. Turner posted on X, formerly Twitter, after the trip that reiterated America's commitment to support Ukraine and its fight against Russia. Why? Speaker Johnson's in a tough position. Majority of the conference opposes the aid, and he has to lead the narrowest of majorities to avoid the fate of his predecessor, McCarthy, who was ousted in October. Johnson said in a statement on Monday because the foreign aid package lacks border security provision and is silent on the most pressing issue facing our country. Well, they had the opportunity in the Senate to get that passed through, and they decided not to, with good reason. Hakeem Jeffries said in a letter to fellow Democrats Tuesday, the American people deserve an up or down vote, and we will use every available legislative tool to get a comprehensive national security legislation over the finish line. You know, it would be easy to work on something as a unit, get things together as a unit, make it really, really cognizant if they would just do it. But oh no, that would be just too much. That would be just way too much for them to handle. Okay. Well, let's see what we got here. So get this thing. Just for you fine folks, because you're so concerned with the Valentine's Day. Some of you don't celebrate, so here you go. Ash Wednesday and Valentine's Day fall on the same day this year. Here's what you need to know. Look at that. February 14th is a holiday heavyweight this year due to a calendar collusion of events. Yes, it's Valentine's Day, the fixed annual celebration of love and friendship, marked by cute couples, eager elementary school students, and critics who deride its commercialization. But it also happens to be Ash Wednesday, the solemn day of fasting and reflection that signals the start of Christianity's most penitent season. Why is Ash Wednesday on Valentine's this year? Well, because Ash Wednesday, it's not a fixed date. Its time is tied to Easter Sunday, and for most Christians, Easter will fall on March 31st this year. Easter also moves annually, swinging between March 22nd, April 25th, based on a calendar calculation involving the moon. The U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops lays it out. Easter is celebrated on the first Sunday after the Paschal full moon, which is the first full moon, occurring either on or after the spring equinox, March 21st. To find the date for Ash Wednesday, we go back 6 weeks, which leads to the first Sunday of Lent, and 4 days before that is Ash Wednesday. This year, that happens to be February 14th. So what happens on Ash Wednesday? Kill me now. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I mean, Farrell's up for it. She's up for the task. She will make that. She can make that happen. So a little bit of ash on the foreheads. Attend a Ash Wednesday's church service where a priest or other minister draws a cross, or at least was intended to look like one, of ashes on their forehead. The distribution of ashes underscores human morality, among other themes. It's an obligatory day of fasting abstinence for Catholics. The abstinence restrictions are continued on Fridays during Lent, which is a period of repentance and penance leading up to Holy Week observances, most significantly their belief in the crucifixion of Jesus and his resurrection from the dead. Where the ashes come from? Well, we dig up all of our past sins, we throw it into a fire, and we burn them. It's wonderful. Little D wipes his paws, loops in, and howls. Mm-hmm. But of course, typically the ashes are used from the palms used on Palm Sunday, which falls a week before Easter, according to Evangelical Lutheran Church in America. Ashes can be purchased, but some churches make their own by burning the palms from prior years. For example, several parishioners in schools in the Chicago Catholic School Archdiocese plan to hold palm burning ceremonies this year. And whenever they say palm, they don't mean the palm of your hand. That would really be stupid. Yes, I burnt my hand. Let me just scrape the ashes into a jar. In addition, can Catholics celebrate Valentine's Day on Ash Wednesday? In addition to heart and chocolate-fueled secular celebrations, it's Valentine's Day. But Ash Wednesday, with its fastest absence, requires a far more significant and should be prioritized. Okay. Ash Wednesday is much higher value and deserves the full measure of our devotion. So basically, they're saying only God is first, and ladies, you are second. As always. How does that make you feel? I think that makes the Pope very misogynistic, don't you? Ladies, you come in second. Men, you come in second. Christ must be your master and your savior. Rise to the Christ child. Worship your false idols. This is so bad. Hey, good morning. Good morning. That's usually how it works with God. Yeah, Exactly. God's always first. Women, you be second place. Just always, always. That's not how religion works. That's why you got to have like some sort of freaky sex cult, because then you don't have to worry about that. Ah, but this is even better. You'll like this one. GOP led House impeaches Homeland Security Secretary Marakis by one vote over border management. The U.S. House voted Tuesday to impeach Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas with a Republican majority determined to punish the Biden administration over its handling of the U.S. border after failing last week in a politically embarrassing setback. The evening roll call proved tight with Speaker Mike Johnson's threadbare GOP majority unable to handle many defectors or absences from the face of staunch Democrat opposition to impeach Mayorkas, the first cabinet secretary charged in nearly 150 years. Ooh, that's rough. In a historical rebuke, the House impeached Mayorkas 214 to 213 with the return of the Majority Leader Steve Scalise to bolster the GOP's numbers. After being away from Washington for cancer care and northeastern storm impacting some others, Republicans recouped despite dissent from their own ranks. Joe Biden called it a blatant act of unconstitutional partisanship that is targeting an honorable public servant in order to pay petty political gains and pressures. The charges against Mayorkas next go to the Senate for a trial, but neither Democrat nor even some Republican senators have shown interest in the matter, and it may be indefinitely shelved to a committee. The Senate is expected to receive articles of impeachment from the House after returning to session on February 26. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer called the case against Mayorkas a sham impeachment and new low for House Republicans. In a frantic scene of vote tallying on the House floor, the GOP's effort to impeach Mayorkas over his handling of the southern border took on an air of political desperation as Republicans struggled to make good on their priorities. Mayorkas faced 2 articles of impeachment filed by the Homeland Security Committee arguing that he willfully and systematically refusing to enforce existing immigration laws and that he's breached the public's trust. So it's not an attack on the man, but on his acts that he committed. I'm only mean when you can fight back. I also fight fair, Brandon. I doubt that. I have a beach towel and a buck on my floor. The fighting would be messy. Um, I thought you were going to say you had a like you threw $1 on the floor with a beach towel. That would have been quite funny. But yeah, I see it now. You say bucket. But I'm just thinking a beach towel and a buck, like a beach towel and $1 to watch 2 people fight over it. That'd be so hilarious. It'd be a battle. Brandon is 6, you see. Can't pick on him today. Yeah, I would suggest he's probably top of his game right now. Mayorkas faced 2 articles of impeachment. The critics of the impeachment effort said the charges against Mayorkas amount to a policy dispute over Biden's border strategy, hardly rising to the Constitution's bar of high crimes and misdemeanors. Yes, but if it can be considered treasonous if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, what the American people pays you to do, which was make sure the border is not secure and by not letting people in. It's wonderful. So they initially launched the impeachment inquiry into Biden over his son's business dealings, but instead turned Biden is too stupid to remember anything that's going on in his life right now, but instead turned his attention to Mayorkas after Georgia Representative Taylor Greene, an ally of Donald Trump, pushed the debate forward following the panel's months-long that. It's a word salad. Greene, who will serve as impeachment manager in a potential Senate trial, hugged Scalise afterward and posed for photos with other lawmakers. She said senators better pay attention to the American people and how they feel, and then they need to read our articles of impeachment. Border security is shot to the top of the campaign issue, which it usually is. We have no choice, Trump said in stark language at the weekend rally in South Carolina. At the same time, Johnson rejected a bipartisan Senate border security package Mayorkas had spent weeks negotiating, but the speaker has been unable to advance his Republicans' own proposal, which is a non-starter in the Senate. Congress needs to act. Biden said in a statement to give me, Maracas, and my administration the tools and resources needed to address the situation at the border. By what? Letting more in and then turning around and sending them to other states to bolster your voting numbers. Several leading conservative scholars among Homeland Security secretaries from both Republican and Democrat had dismissed the Maracas impeachment as unwarranted or a waste of time. No, send a message, send it loud, send it clear that the American people are sick of your bullshit on the southern border. Yet, yet you want to send money to secure other borders. So weird. Yeah, it feels like we're violating the spirit of the law at least. Well, maybe, could be. Hey, Christine, good to see you. Glad you could make it this morning. And happy Valentine's Day, and also happy Ash Wednesday, or unhappy at Ash Wednesday. I wonder what that would be. Would it be happy or unhappy if it was Ash Wednesday? Because you're sort of celebrating the whole death of the Christ, and So I don't know. It could be happy, could be unhappy. That's a deep thought that is just too much for me to concentrate on this morning. Never before has a sitting cabinet secretary been impeached. It was nearly 150 years ago that the House voted to impeach President Ulysses S. Grant, Secretary of War William Belknap, over a kickback scheme in government contracts. Yeah. Maracas, who did not appear to testify before the impeachment proceedings, put the border crisis squarely on Congress for failing to update immigration laws during a time of global migration. Well, no, you keep saying you want to update immigration laws. Well, I understand you want to update the immigration laws, but how about this? Enforce the ones that you're already supposed to be enforcing, but don't. It's a thought. There's no question we have a challenge, a crisis at the border. There's no question that Congress needs to fix it. How about you enforce the laws that were put before you? It's really, really stupid. We always explore what options are available to us that are permissible under the law. Or just ignore it. Harris, Discord. Oh, last week's failed vote to impeach Maracas, a surprise outcome rarely seen on such a high profile issue, was a stunning display in the chamber that had been churning through months of GOP chaos since the ouster of the previous House Speaker. At the time, Representative Al Green. God, I always think of Reverend Al Green. Oh my. Who had been hospitalized for emergency abdominal surgery, made a surprise arrival, wheeled into the chamber in scrubs and socks to vote against it, leaving the vote tied and leading to its failure. Amazing. Obviously, you feel good when you can make a difference, said Green, described it as painstakingly route from the hospital bed to the House floor. All I did, what I was elected to do, and that was to cast my vote on the issues of our time, using my best judgment available to me. Gallagher, who served as a Marine, announced over the weekend that he would not be seeking re-election this fall, joined a growing list of serious-minded Republican lawmakers headed for the exits. Huh. So Rebecca Santana and Kevin Freaking contributed to this report. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that just absolutely glorious? How about these special kind of people that maybe they're on their way out? You're in trouble again? Yeah, you might just be. Sometimes you just need a spanking, Harris, and I think that Brandon is the one to give it to you. Just saying there, sweetheart. Just saying. Oh, what is that? Oh, no, I want to read that. So we also have this one here. And I will change the subject. And that is right here. Boom. There we go. There we go. Defense Minister Subianto, I think that's how you say it, leads an early unofficial count of Indonesia's presidential race. Look at that. He's got a gold finger tipped in. Jakarta, Indonesia, Defense Minister, and I'm not going to try to, I'm just going to say him, P.S., had a strong lead in an early unofficial tally of Indonesia's presidential race Wednesday, suggesting the former general may be be able to avoid a runoff. 72-year-old candidate has presented himself to air of immensely popular sitting Jesus. JW. Here's a link to the brutal period of dictatorship that ended just over 25 years ago when he served as Special Forces commander in a unit linked to torture and disappearance allegations that Subito denies. We Dildo successor will inherit an economy with impressive growth and ambitious infrastructure projects, including ongoing transfer of the nation's capital from congested Jakarta to the frontier island of Borneo at a staggering cost exceeding $30 billion. Good Lord. The election also has high stakes for the U.S. and China, since Indonesia has a huge domestic market, natural resources like nickel and palm oil, and diplomatic influence with its Southeast Asian neighbors. Widildo's rise from the riverside slum to the presidency has shown the vibrancy of Indonesia's democracy in a region rife with authoritarian regimes. Brandon liked to dole out punishments, booze, hangovers, and tongue lashings. Well, it depends on where he's lashing you with that tongue. You may not object to it. You never know. But with a leading candidate linked to a former dictator, Widodo's son on the ballot, some observers fear that the democracy is eroding. So, according to this, quick count based on the actual vote count is a sampling of polling stations across Indonesia to avoid a runoff against his rivals. Two former governors, Sabino will need more than 50% of all votes cast and at least 20% each of the country's provinces. So they voted on Wednesday in an election that took just 6 hours. The logistics of the vote across the tropical nation's 17,000 islands inhabited by 270 million people were daunting. The ballot boxes and ballots were transported by boats, motorcycles, horses, and on foot in some more far-flung locations. Aside from the presidency, some 20,000 national, provincial, district parliamentary polls were contested by tens of thousands of candidates. About 10,000 aspirants from 18 political parties eyed the national parliament's 580 seats alone. Good Lord. Hope Indonesia can progress better than it did. I did not vote for the wrong person, said somebody, a 17-year-old high school student and first-time voter. Oh, that's weird. So they could be 17 whenever they vote there, I imagine. Tongue lashings, eh? You know a little bit about tongue lashings, don't you? as Lexi would like to find out. And Wolfram is more than happy to help. The oldest presidential candidate at 72 lost in 2 previous runs. Blah, blah. Raqqa 36. So basically, they're just talking about Sabino and his strategists used AI and social media platforms like TikTok to soften his image by portraying him as a cuddly grandfather to his youthful running mate, rejected by human rights activists. He danced on the campaign stage and promised to generate nearly 20 million jobs in his first term elected. Baswadian opposes Widodo's plan to move to Indonesia. Puano, the ruling party candidate, does not have Widodo's support. So it seems like they're just having a wonderful time. His economic roadmap, called Golden Indonesia 2045, projects Indonesia becoming one of the world's top 5 economies with a GDP of up to 9 trillion, exactly a century after it won its independence from the Dutch colonizers. It was the Dutch. We knew it. Not the Danish, the Dutch. Different countries. Different countries. Good Lord. Don't be thinking that Baker's over there colonizing Indonesia. That would not be him. He's not that mean, not that cruel. What do we have here? Lord Almighty. Still barely awake. What am I going to find here if I can find it? There was something I wanted to show you guys, but it's going to take me a minute to pull it up. Where did I put it? I think I put it in here. Is it there? Ah, yes. I have found it. I have found it. This is. Let's see if we can get you guys excited on a Valentine's Day. Let's see if we can get you guys excited on a Valentine's Day. Here we go. And then we went completely stupid and sold those 3 islands to you lot. There you go. Well, we did colonize other places like Africa and 3 of the Virgin Islands. Well, yeah. Sometimes you do silly things that you don't think about. So this is one for the ladies or the guys. It just depends on how you look at it. And this was sent to me from Mo, just to make you happy. Models rocking NYFW in nothing but tape. Fashion Week. So this is what you had to look forward to this week in fashion. Just so you guys know, electrical tape should not be used in this manner because that could be really painful coming off. Just really painful. You do not want to have to try to rip that stuff off. And I'm wondering where she shaved at. Just wondering where she shaved to get all of that on. Just a little bit of hair, and that is going to be painful. And it looks like she's got studs through there. Is that to help keep it off of her skin? Not when there's no hair there. Well, there's still other lady bits that might be a little bit exposed to that too. Just saying. I mean, good Lord Almighty, that just looks like that's going to be painful coming off. I mean, do they narrow it down? What do they do? Do they really shave it? And this will also go to show you that there's a reason. I like that one. Not gonna lie. See, Eris likes that one right there. What on earth is this? Oh my gosh, it's crazy. It's stupid. It's titillating or untitillating, and this is the reason why you don't. There's probably also a reason why you won't see too many men wearing this. Just saying, even if they want to call themselves a woman, I doubt that they will be wearing something like this. Small boats are nice too. Am I right? Yeah. You're not going to see too many men doing this, but that is some pretty unique style that they've done the little rivets on there. Looks like she's got spikes on it though, like little spikes in the in the tape. That one looks like little pieces of mirror because they're so shiny on her right leg. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you, New York Post. And this owl is looking at its own ass saying, "What in the hell did I just watch?" Lord Almighty. And so, thank you, New York Times. You could have just gone with leather. You like it? Oh, that would be awesome. Wear that to work tonight. You totally should. Say, I'm doing this for Ash Wednesday. You say, oh, it's not Ass Wednesday. It's Ash Wednesday. Oh, geez. I bet patented leather wears that to church. Yeah, yeah. Yes, the owl was beautiful. So let's go, Farrell. Just don't get fired. Your bills will be pissed off. They usually are. You'd almost be guaranteed to pay a raise in that outfit, Farrell. Yeah. No, they'd be like, "Where'd you get all the electrical tape at?" Like, why are you wasting electrical tape? So here we go. What it is it's becoming Angel Ortundana's Fountain Fete Sunday, where the boobies and bits of buxom models were barely covered by slim, thin slices of tape. In a world full of sheep, be the mighty dragon that roars fiercely. Meow, meow. Wrote the self-crowned king of tape fashion designer Joel Alvarez in an Instagram caption of a post featuring his adhesively handiwork on the New York Fashion Stage Week. In the clickable clip, which has caused over 50,000 bulging eyes to become glued to social media screens, Alvarez, a Miami-based creator of the Black Tape Project, intricately lays sticky strips onto a curvy catwalk walkers full of breasts, hips, thighs, and privates for an audience of awestruck onlookers. Buffs of his nearly in the buff numbers report spent upward to $990 for VIP passes, which included backstage access. So you could go backstage and watch naked women parade around. Strutters down his Alvarez's Risky's way wowed in complex patterns of black, green, neon, iridescent, and pink pieces that finally flattered the female frame. Jesus. AI writing it. Well, I like the green one. While a handful of highlights looked like highlighted the hourglass figures with artful lines that resembled bandage-style lingerie, others stunned mosaic-inspired sultriness. With supple skin on shameless display, Alvarez is no stranger to stealing the fashion week. That one does look a little bit uncomfortable. Saying the green looks cool though. In contrast, one's got leopard prints. That's pretty impressive. I like how he did this. That's a lot of tape though. You just have to be wrapping that stuff around and just it's still going to hurt on the skin taking it off. Look, if you have the body esteem for it, what's the problem? This is a show, not walking down New York City streets. Exactly. These are the same bitches that will be, don't just look at me for my body, though. Yeah, that is true. In fact, a posh, albeit anticipated wardrobe faux pas earned the tongue-in-cheek tastemaker viral acclaim after his 2022 showcase. I remember hearing about that. On stage, Oopsie came as a creative whose work has been lauded by A-listers like Billy Ray Cyrus and Rick Ross to feature the glossy folds of Maximum Playboy, celebrated 15 years of auteur styling. That looks really bad on the backside. So the trendsetter's long-standing success, notwithstanding his tape culture debut of something, I don't know. All I can say is boobies. That's all I keep saying is boobies, like half-naked women. Well, that one looks good. I like that outfit. Yeah, I got lost. I couldn't continue reading. I'm just going boobs. That one looks nice. That one looks nice. Very, very intricate detailing across the upper part of the buttocks. Yeah, so there you go. Boobs and butts. What would Valentine's Day be without them? Fills up some buckets of water. Gotta scrub the floor. What can I say? It happens. It happens. I was hoping there would be something more to that. Not really. We were hoping there would be less, but hey, you can't have it all. My, oh my, oh my. What a day. Eris Shizzy, the only reason you picked that story up was for the TNA. No, that was Mo gave me that one yesterday. She was just like, yeah, go ahead, cover it. I don't care. She had a lot more to say about it on her was it night her show last night. She had a lot to say about it. There was a lot of people very interested in those bandages. I think you found use for those contraptions, Farrell. Breastfeeding mamas can use tape on their chesticles in public. There you go. You don't care about the pain or the hows, just the ogle. Yeah, I know. What can I say? There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see what else we've got here. Because of course is the New York Post. That's so disgusting. No. Like multiple legs. No, Spain sits. See, this is what happens whenever you what? Okay, this is weird. I'm gonna have to show this. No, close. I don't care. Continue on without supporting us. Don't care. All right. So This has a little bit of warning. This is some adult content. Adult content. Most nighty news, yes. So just a few years ago, Tessa Williams would regularly dress up in her sexy nun outfit, ask men to take off their pants, and proceed to spank them on their behind with a large Bible. For 15 years, she was known as one of Australia's most successful dominatrix sex workers, specializing in all things BDSM, a term used for a variety of sexual practices that include bondage, discipline, dominance, submission, and sadism. The now 45-year-old worker, under her kinky alter ego named Contessa Doll, would often book out for months in advance for men seeking to pay $500 an hour to be tortured and dominated in the bedroom. But she has now swapped her chains and whips for sermons and Bible readings, she says, after she found God during the lowest point in her life in 2021. Oh, yes. I was always extreme feminist groups who react to breastfeeding in public or bikinis on the beach over here as well. Of course, their members are all land whales who wear overalls to the beach. There you go. Shizzy with all the boobies today. What can I say? So, but she became a Sunday school teacher. So this used to be her nun outfit, like putting out nun now. So Tess has become a strict celibate after finding religion, now teaches Sunday school classes on the weekend while she completes her business degree. At that time in my life, I'd achieved some success in the adult industry, had won some prestigious awards, and was making a name for myself. But I found myself feeling empty inside. Well, I just kept trying to fill it up with the love of men. And relied on prescription pills to get through everything. I felt vulnerable and lost. Well, it sounds like you had some serious issues. Despite the success I've been having, I knew that something was missing, and yet I yearned for something more. It's always that yearning for something more. Chesticles. Aha. During lockdown, my life came to a standstill. Oh, that's what it was. It was because business declined. So might as well get into another business. And it's probably more lucrative and can make you a hell of a lot more money. I guarantee you get out of the sex industry, there's a hell of a lot more money to be made in uh, in the scriptures. I mean, that's good money making right there. If you don't believe me, wait till tonight. Whenever I start talking about one of those little such groups. I think I will be doing a disturb tonight. I think that's what I'm going to be working on. Yeah, I think that might happen tonight. No, well, it is today. Today's Wednesday. No, I think I got some more Amber Heard that I want to do. What do you guys think? Should I do the cult stuff over on the Rumble side, or do the other Amber Heard and continue on with that on the all sides? I guess I could create a poll and whoever wins at the end of the whichever idea wins out at the end of it, that's the one that we'll go with. So give me a second. I'll create a poll here. Let's open this up. We'll create a wonderful poll for this. And poll, start a poll. Hooray. So, Heard on all or cult on the Rumble. And we'll do this one for all, and we'll do this one for Rumble, the cult. And then we'll put an extra option in here, add option, get some sleep. Give you some options there. So, as you can see, heard on all Rumble. Oh, I misspelled Rumble. Whatever. The cult stuff, or get some freaking sleep, you old man, and come to us fresh in the morning. Doesn't mean I'll necessarily do it, but you know, I'll put it out there for you guys. You do love a cult, yeah. You have the Heaven's Day cult one. Oh, I've got so many Heaven's Day cult. I've got so many different. The cult stuff is never ending of craziness. But no, we would be doing the Nexium on Rumble only. Yes, that's what we've been covering for that, and it's gonna get worse before it gets. Oh, you chat likes you. Yeah, the chat does like me a little bit. They think I'm a special kind of moron, which is mostly true. I am a special kind of moron. Just there's no denying that at all. uh, so what? Yes, I said I'm a special kind of moron.
Not next Monday, but the Monday after, gonna go get a facial.
But it's Wednesday.
What's
Hey,
up?
Farrell, good to see you. Oh my, oh my. So
Happy
how are you doing?
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, happy Ash Wednesday. Happy Valentine's Day also. Yes. Farrell. Yay, Farrell.
Yay.
Oh my. Yes, it's gonna be a beautiful day today. We're supposed to
I
have
hope
some
I
nice
sleep through
weather.
it.
You hope you can sleep through it. Ah,
Yep.
yeah, sleep is for the wicked. But I mean,
A
you don't want to be wicked, do you?
little bit. A
I
little
mean,
bit.
so you see this what this lady looks like. All right. Tessa,
Mm-hmm.
she walked past a church and felt compelled to go inside. Yeah, she's still got some lip
Mm-hmm.
injections or something. She said she was overwhelmed by the acceptance of the love she felt by the people she met inside, and she knew she wanted to say goodbye to her old life and pursue religion because religion pays a hell of a lot more money than getting spanked. When I expressed a desire to serve the kids' ministry, they encouraged me to pursue my passion and use my experience to make a positive impact on young lives. Well, mommy's going to dole out some spankings, and I'm sure the kids are going to hate it, every bit of it. As she slashy. Farrell's caught me screaming her name in voice one today. I sound like Buddy the Elf announcing Santa. So now that is stuck in your head.
Yeah.
Farrell! It's a rewarding experience to share my journey with others, and I'm grateful to be part of such a loving and supportive church community. Okay, got her little whip in her hand. Okay. She would also sometimes be booked by couples seeking BDSM training so they could spice things up in the bedroom at home. On one occasion, she was even booked by an 80-year-old woman who no longer had the strength to whip her husband due to her old age.
Oh my.
uh, Most of her clients were middle-aged, rich and powerful men who sought her services as a fierce dominatrix. The most rich and powerful of my clients were often the ones who wanted the most degrading services, she revealed. Things like being whipped, led around on a leash. They were all professional businessmen. You would have no idea if you walked past them in the street. Yeah, you probably would. Just saying.
Maybe.
Yeah. Tessa does not regret her past and says that her time and working in the sex industry has helped her understand men. A lot of my clients actually became my good friends, funny enough. So the whipping would strip away men's ego and give me a sense of power and control. It made me see men in a whole different light and understand them more. They would tell me everything about their problems, and I would use torture as a way to deal with their emotional pain. It's ironic to think back. I remember I actually used to dress up as a sexy nun and whip men with babies. Oh,
Whip,
Bibles.
whip.
Huh.
I'm like, what?
I thought it said
Wait a
babies. I was like,
minute.
babies? What?
That's
Oh,
a
this is fun.
whole different genre.
It's very, very small. Let me embiggen this a little bit so I don't do that again. Oh Lord, yeah, I was down here. I was
Woo.
like, it's ironic to think back that I used to dress up as a sexy nun and whip men with Bibles. I can't even imagine that now. It was tough at times, although I don't regret any of it. I will never go back to that life. I sometimes miss the money. Yeah, right. But I'm so emotionally fulfilled. I've never been better than I am now. Tessa is now a devout celibate, and despite some men in her church asking her out on dates, she's committed to waiting for the right man to settle down with. The next time I have sex, it will be with my husband. Okay. You keep on hoping. This is something that I've decided is very important to me, but I'm not even really looking for that right now. I'm committed to helping others through my church, and I want to share my story to help inspire other sex workers who are looking to leave the industry. I want them to know there's another life out there if they want it. I never imagined my life would look like this, but I'm the happiest and most at peace I've ever been. I don't regret my past because everything is served to learning is a learning opportunity. Learn, you little evil child. Learn. Smack, 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 smack. I've learned to embrace my experiences, both the good and the bad, as they have helped me shape who I am today. I am grateful for the trials and tribulations of my past and the trials and tribulations that I put other people through. They have taught me to be a stronger, more resilient person. Yes.
Good for her.
Oh, adorable. Oh, yeah. She's getting some. Stop it. Yeah, she's getting some. Don't
You and
you doubt it.
Eris are horrible humans.
Of course. Degen levels just dug below the dungeon level. Yes.
No, paging Dr. Freud.
Strunk. Sounds like a hard cope. Yeah, sounds like a hard cope for her. She is. She is feeling it rough. You've been sleeping 80% of the last 24 hours. Well, that's good, Brandon. That is good. That is very good. That's at least what, 10 hours? Get 10 hours of sleep in 24, 5 hours a day. That's better than I
You and
did.
Shizzy, Eris. You and Shizzy are horrible humans.
We are not horrible. We're
Mhm.
realistic. We're realistic.
Okay.
I mean, I knew a dominatrix in Florida. She was pretty damn cool. I had no idea she seemed like not that type of person. Like, talking with her at a bar, and she was like, "Oh, I have to head off to work." I was like, "Oh, where are you heading? What do you do?" She was like, "Oh, I'm a dominatrix." And I just was like, "What?" I'm looking at her. I'm like, "No." It's like, I mean, yeah, you got a rocking body, but just I'm not picturing this sweet innocent thing dressed in like leather,
Those are
you know,
never mind.
toting a whip. I was like, hmm. She goes, well, you probably will never see it, so don't get your hopes up. I was like, damn it. No,
You
she
did,
was actually
Zach. You
pretty cool.
missed all the naked girls.
Yeah, you missed all the naked chicks. You have to rewind and watch it because we got all of the naked ones there. What can I say? It happens. Yes, yes, yes. It is wonderful. Massive bears that were once extinct. Jesus Louise. All these things that I see in here. Wow.
Good morning, Zach.
The things I'm seeing. I saw something yesterday. I don't know what I was watching, but I think it was something happening in the background, and maybe it was on the Twitter. I think that's where it might have been on the Twitters, on the X. I think maybe that's where it was. Yeah, I can't find it. But this is a good one for Valentine's Day.
Is
This is
it?
a really good one for Valentine's Day. Yes. This is wholesome for Valentine's Day.
I never believe you.
Come on. Trust me.
Yeah, okay.
Trust me, he says.
Track record.
Here we go. Valentine's Day. All right. Can't have the music.
Say no, say no.
Will you marry me? No, no, not at all. I told you, wholesome, wholesome for Valentine's Day.
I thought it was gonna be funny.
All dirty. Good Lord.
Right? I agree, Eris. Now let's
Well,
watch
this,
some proposals that go wrong. They're more fun.
all right. How about this? I got a good one for you here.
Oh, oh my. No, no, no.
Blending in with the curtains.
Hello?
Holy crap! What's she doing?
Throwing shit.
What the heck? That's not funny, bro!
That was funny.
That's not funny, bro. That's so wrong.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh. Oh,
It's funny because it's someone else getting the brunt of it, not me.
oh, exactly. If it was you, you'd just be like, you ass. The way you
I
did that.
almost hurt someone last night for scaring me. I had a
Oh,
very heavy object in my hand and he about got it in the face, so one of
something
these
like this.
days
See where this
he
one's
does it
going.
all the time. I love these.
I would play it, but there's music happening. But this one goes horribly wrong.
Oh. Oop. Oh my.
He's playing with his sword. Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh. He used to always try and scare me with loud noises, and I told him that won't work. I have a million kids. So now what he does is he comes up, sneaks up behind me, and just whispers in my ear, and every freaking time.
Oh, just about wet yourself. You're like, oh man.
Oh,
Oh
one of
man.
these days he's gonna get payback.
I showed this last night. This is really good. You're gonna like this one.
We're gonna be mamas! Oh my god. We're gonna be mamas!
We're gonna be
Ollie's
mamas.
trying to come out! We're gonna have a baby! Can we keep it? Oh my god! Can we keep
I
it?
love her little accent.
No, because we're keeping it!
I was gonna say that is not how a baby chick is born. What is going on?
Coloring yourself the same color as the curtain rather than simply hiding behind it is dedication to a practical joke.
It
Yes.
is.
Especially whenever he turns around and looks, he's like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was good. Where is the one that I had? Oh, that was pretty good. See, some of these I can't play because the music.
Right.
Let me see. I think. Yep, this one I can't play because of the music, but it is really
I
damn
should have I
really
had some
impressive.
interesting ones. I saw mine are very adult
Yeah,
on my reels.
here we go. This is good. So
the heck?
This one's good though.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, it gets better. This one's really good.
That reminds me of What Dreams May Come. Those are
Pretty
neat.
neat. Yeah. I was like, oh, I like this. Good. See, good wholesome fun. It doesn't have to be all, duct tape boobies. I mean, it helps, but. Oh, what's this? Oh, this one will be good for you. This will be really good for you. I'm sure you've seen this one.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy, live faster. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy, live faster. You never know that I'm not around you. Like a big, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy, live faster. You never know that I'm not around you. Like a big,
Oh my lord, that was adorable.
I don't care if that gets me in trouble. That was so worth it.
Oh, that was so cute.
I knew you guys would like that. Ah. See,
You have the name of the painting guy?
the name of the painting guy. No, that was
Yeah.
that came from
No,
Esni
I thought
to
maybe it would have his name on it or something. So Chris was wondering who was the last
No,
guy.
yeah, it didn't have any sort of painting on that. Sorry. Let's see if this one has his music. Oh, okay. This is beautiful. This will make you happy. Tree hugger skit. You're not cutting it down.
You're not cutting it down. I'm staying up here. Hey, if you don't get out of that tree, we're going to cut it down with you. No, you're not.
Dear
You won't do that.
Yes, we will.
No.
You
Don't
better
you
get
cut
ready.
this tree down.
Cut it down.
This
Cut
tree's
it
probably
down.
older than you.
We're cutting it down now.
Savage. Holy.
I told you we were going to cut it down.
No, the tree.
What's wrong with you?
You know how long this tree was there? You guys just cut it out?
You want some help out?
Yeah.
Here.
Bitch, you're not cutting it down.
That's okay. Thanks anyway. I'm sorry. He's on YouTube. Yeah. There's probably some of these people that are on YouTube. You love the one with the little girl saying the Pledge of Allegiance. Yeah. Have you seen the Lonely Cat Kiffness? Yes, I've seen that one. Damn hippie. It's a skit. It was that guy's a tree worker. That was done intentionally. I've got a really good one here though. It's a little bit of a story. If I can find it. Oh, sorry. This one's pretty good. Is it share screen? Yep. You're gonna like this. Here we go. hell?
Nice.
Here we go. And this is this is a politician, of course. Fun with this
You're
one.
calling for a $50 an hour federal minimum wage. That's 7 times the current national minimum wage of $7.25 an hour. Can you explain how that would be economically sustainable for small businesses? You have 60 seconds.
First, let me say I owned and ran a small business for 11 years. I created hundreds of jobs, benefits, retirement benefits, also healthcare benefits. I know what worker productivity means, and that means that you have to make sure that your employees are taken care of and have a living wage. In the Bay Area, I believe it was the United Way, came out with a report that very recently, $127,000 for a family of 4 is just barely enough to get by.
Really? In California, maybe. Raising just bad policies.
Another survey very recently, 104,000 for a family of 1, barely enough to get by. Low income because
you got bad spending habits. Both Mo and I were talking about this last night. It's just like, she was, because I told her what I made for dinner. I was like, oh, I made some ramen noodles with some sausage meatballs and threw some veggies in there, some mushrooms and onion, peppers, things like that. Pirates, hookers, and feral. Oh my! Thanks, Brandon. I appreciate the super chat. That's awesome. Here, we'll give you a good one. How's that? We'll give you a wonderful one for that. Thank you, Brandon, so much. We appreciate you. Oh my!
Do
Yes.
we?
Yes, we do.
Oh, I forgot he's sick. We have to be nice to him today.
Yeah, today is his birthday. Today is Brandon's birthday.
No,
Serious?
it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah,
I know when Brendan's birthday is. Nice try, though.
It's like, no, it's not. Stop lying. It's like you're getting Brandon in trouble.
It is Valhalla's birthday.
It's always Valhalla's birthday.
crisis. And so just do the math. Just do the math. Of course, we have national minimum wages that we need to raise to a living wage. You're talking about $20, $25, fine. But I have got to be focused on what California needs and what the affordability factor is when we calculate this wage.
Oh,
You're calling.
Yeah, they're so silly. They're so silly. We got to make it. We got to make it at least $50 an hour.
well, there you go. Sean found the name. The guy's name is Zach King.
Oh, okay.
The
Yes,
guy
I've
that
heard the
crawls
name
into the
before.
paintings and stuff.
Yes, Zach King. Finally found him.
You should, Brandon.
Yes. Shut the fuck up. Is it really Vala's birthday? I'm sending him flowers. You should send him some flowers. Where is? Nope, not doing that. Oh, it's this is here's a happy Valentine's Day one for you. This is a should make you really happy. It's impossible for women after 40 to find a boyfriend. I have no children. I cook delicious food and I have a big house. Am I really that bad? Will it be 30 years next year? No marriage, no child. Always go to bed with tears. Happy Valentine's Day, ladies. Turning 39, not married, no child, not a serious relationship. I'm hopeless. Please help me. The desperation. The desperation of women. Single, no children, no house, no car. Dear Lord. Yes. I feel for these ladies right here. Yep. It's not that you're that bad, but maybe you are. I don't know what kind of person they are.
There you go.
They
We
could be
found her
horrible people.
somebody.
Yeah, there is always somebody out there. But if you're
Right.
an ass, then that tends to not work out very well. But there's one here that's much better. No, I'm not doing that one. Some of these have music in them, so you have to be really careful which ones you play. Nope, can't do that one.
They'd rather have a TikTok full of people saying, "Oh, honey."
Oh, dear, it'll be okay. There's somebody for you. You'll
Right,
find that right.
Jamie?
You'll find that right somebody.
Let's see the
Right.
rest of your videos. Let's see
Yeah,
the videos you don't upload.
right. Let's see. Not that. Not that. Is this the one? Nope, that's not the one. Where did it go? I bet you I have. Oh, I know where it is. It's only on the YouTubes that I have that one. I'll have to find it here. Give me just a minute. Whenever I find it, I'll let it play through. Watch later. I think that's where I saved it. It is. Nope. There it is. I think it's in the downloads. Yes.
Happy Valentine's Day, Jamie.
Happy Valentine's Day. Damn, it's not even there. They must have deleted it. Wow. I'll have to
Not
find
good,
it here
huh?
really quick because it's pretty dark. Oh, there it is. Found it. This is brought to you by another news source. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some coffee while this plays as soon as it loads up.
Okay.
It's going to take a second because it's horrible. And it's not my connection that's bad. It's just, I think it's being watched by so many people that it's, geez Louise, that got loud. And we're going to let it run through here for just a second while I stop my cam and go grab some coffee, and then I'll be right back. Happy Valentine's.
WGN Investigates has an update on dysfunction in Dalton, where local leaders are fighting over transparency, spending, and safety. Now the South suburbs' controversial mayor is firing back, and it all played out at a public meeting last night.
Y'all forget I am the leader. They want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet, the mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth. Y'all don't do no work. No work.
Tiffany Henyard considers herself something of a crusader, but one who's clearly annoyed by questions from a rebellious group of Dalton trustees who are in a standoff with her over spending.
At the end of the day, vendors are not being paid. Board approved it. The vendors are not.
You got her all screaming yet?
No, it's been buffering like crazy.
Jeez Louise.
Every 3 seconds it buffers. I'll be right back. I'll be listening,
right.
but I'm gonna go grab some coffee.
I'll rewind it here so we can get to the beginning of it. All right. Yeah. Go grab some coffee. Yes. All right. You got to jump again. The old man is awake and ringing for me. Ding, 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 ding. Is that a picture of Shizzy when he was younger? Yes. I had to trim the ears. What do we got? Hey, Roastman. He's ridiculous. And Jamie with his little old man wrinkle face. We're calling him Benjamin Button. Mm-hmm. Happy VD, y'all. Hey, Joe. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. And also happy Ash Wednesday, whichever one floats in your boats. And there we go.
WGN Investigates has an
Update
on dysfunction in Dalton, where local leaders are fighting.
Boy, that is amazing that it's given a pain like this. Normally, I don't have this kind of issue. It really must not like me. And what I'm going to do here is, before we go too far and I forget about it, I am going to end the poll and we'll see what the poll shows up here. Let's find out what the poll is. What is going to happen tonight? Let's see. I got notifications on Rumble. Good Lord almighty. Rumble's gone crazy. Oh, damn it. Little bastard. Why does he give me a hard time? All right. So what we've got is 38% on Herd or Cult on Rumble. All or the Rumble Cult or Get Some Sleep. Well, it looks like we're going to do the Amber Heard on all channels. That's what it looks like. With a tie 38% on both of those, with 18 votes in. So 38%, because getting some sleep is always an option, but I will get some sleep, but it'll just mean that I do all on Rumble. So there will be some Amber Heard happening tonight on the Rumble. So yeah, VD already been taken as an abbreviation. A tie. Talk about all while sleeping. Yeah, it'll just be Amber Heard on the on all channels. So, but I won't be doing the cult stuff then. Just so you guys know. Mm-hmm. See, this is going to freeze up and lock up.
Over transparency, spending, and safety. Now the South Suburbs controversial
Pause it.
Mayor is firing back, and it all played out at a public meeting last night.
Y'all forget I am the leader. They want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet, the mayor.
The mayor, well, she's hot and spicy. Tiffany Hainyard, Dalton Mayor, Thornton Township Supervisor. Isn't that insane? Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Fedorowski. Yeah, this has been overplayed. It's like hard time.
Not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth. Y'all don't do no work.
Oh, wow. Like she's laying into the trustees, saying they don't do any work, that she's the leader. I'm the leader. I got this under control. She does outrageous amounts of spending, and the trustees are like, yeah, that ain't gonna fly.
No work.
Tiffany Hainyard considers herself something of a crusader, but one who's clearly annoyed by questions from a rebellious group of Dalton trustees who are in a
They're in a standstill because we don't have the funds to do what you want to do. It's like having all of those. Oh, it went straight. There's a lot of stuff that goes straight to her head. I've seen the whole thing of this, and it is quite boring. Their media is quite boring. This guy right here, he's whenever he's talking, he's given like a budget report. He is the one that's in charge of the budget. And he's trying to talk, and every time he talks, she interrupts him and tells him to shut up, that she's talking. And he's just like, okay. So he's quiet, and she finishes, and he goes to talk, and then she lays in again. And finally he just has enough. And he was just like, lays into her.
Handoff with her over spending.
At the end of the day, vendors are not being paid. Board approved it. The vendors are not being paid.
How about you be a good leader?
That's what he kept on trying to get out. The FBI is still investigating.
Bring RFPs to the forefront. So not just us, but the residents and everybody else in America know how the money is being spent.
WGN Investigate.
Yeah. because she's blowing it on something. FBI is still investigating. Yeah. And half of them are LARPing and dressed like 70s Black Panthers or 90s gangsters from movies. Yeah, could be.
It has cataloged tens of thousands of taxpayer dollars spent on trips, meals, and more by Tiffany Henyard and her allies in Dalton.
Yep. Tens of thousands of dollars by her.
And on the Thornton Township Board, where she's the supervisor.
Yep. So this is the trips that she's making. She's making trips to New York, to Atlanta, to Austin, to Portland, just flying first class.
Credit card records show Henyard and other officials spent more than $67,000 on trips to Portland, Austin, Atlanta, and New York City. Many of the flights were first class.
Isn't that screwed up? First class flights. Now there is always a possibility if you're traveling alone, that you'll get upgraded to first class. There sometimes is that possibility. It depends on how booked the flight is, that kind of thing. Like my wife's been upgraded a couple of times just flying, to like Florida. Like she had a conference to go to in Florida, and on her way there, which is just a short flight. It's not like this, 12-hour flight or something like that. I think it's like an hour and a half, something like that flight. I think you spend more time going through security than you do actually on the plane. But she calls me up. She was like, "Oh, I got bumped up to first class again." And then on the way back, she got bumped up to first class again. It was just like, okay, cool. It's like, but then of course, whenever we travel together, I get crammed in like the tightest seat that they can possibly find. And my knees are like hitting the back of the seat. I'm like, damn it. It just would be nice if I could just stretch my legs out. Who cares about first class or her going on an hour-long flight? Yeah, just kidding.
So were the accommodations. In Atlanta, Henyard and her team stayed at the Four Seasons Hotel, costing.
Yeah, no, that is expensive right there. Four Seasons is pretty expensive. I used to go over there whenever I worked for Geek Squad to go like hook up people's wireless and crap like that. It's pricey. Of course, people live in the Four Seasons. I know that what's his name? Chris from Black Crows. He used to live there, and yeah, that was back in the early days. I don't know if he still lives there
taxpayers
anymore.
more than $9,000. In New York, the bill came to $13,000. Henyard has refused to explain the specific purpose of the trips or why they travel in such style, but she appeared to refer to our reporting at Monday's Dalton meeting.
But everything we do for the people. But we under attack. We getting scrutinized in the media. For what? Loving on the people? Showing them that they matter to us? We going through the fires for y'all.
Henyard calls her critics grandstanders who should get in line.
Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Y'all black. Y'all are black. And y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power. Y'all should be ashamed.
Yes, that is a really good bar in the Four Seasons. Their Long Island iced teas are wonderful. I've had a few of those. Order a gimlet, yeah. I'm telling you, the Four Seasons there in Atlanta, they've got some really, really good stuff there. Done a few wine tastings there. Yeah, it's good. I love how we, just like our queen. Hey Baker, good morning. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Man, oh man, what a day this has been. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to send this over to where in the hell is it? That is something completely different. Nope. I don't see it. Are you streaming today, Baker? Why I'm gonna have to remove this one person from my stream stuff because let's see. Debunking Baker. Nope, I'm not seeing it. Morning, it ain't racist. Only do something specific for a color of people. Yeah, it's all about that. What I may do tonight is play the whole meeting for this group.
Say to yourself.
Dalton's difficulties got worse in recent weeks with water main breaks. Henyard blames on trustee budget cuts. Then 4 people were shot and injured last week, leaving nerves frayed.
Well, you can fix her. I bet you can. Little D.
And Henyard's opponents pointing out her sizable security detail.
It's
Yeah.
unfortunate that politics are being played, but what has happened is $1 million out of my
$1 million out of her sizable security
My
detail
budget has been cut because of politics.
We're not saying the police is not doing a good job. What we're saying is you're assigning all of them to be with you when they should be out here protecting the residents so we can all feel safe.
Residents are taking.
Yeah, the residents aren't too happy about it. Damn it, Shizzy, I can't run that fast. I can fix them. I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm giving you a hard time. So maybe he's all about the love. Baker wants to be your Valentine tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Show up and let the Baker man turn your lady's legs to dough.
Oh my.
Like, that got Farrell excited. She's been quiet the whole time as soon as I said, come let the
just
Baker
got
man
back.
Yeah.
I had to
I'm sure you
charge
did.
my. I did. I had to charge my coffee thing.
Charge your coffee. That's why you're off screen. Oh
You're horrible,
my.
Shizzy.
Yes. How on earth did they manage to elect this bozo? Because she's black. That's how they managed to elect her. That's what she ran on.
Tick the boxes.
Yep.
Notice some spoke for and others against.
Because she's a somewhat attractive black lady, and she gets up in people's faces and yells.
But we got the mayor here. I mean, meeting with the president of the United States. Everyone's seen the picture. I mean, that's a big deal. That is great promotion for this city, for this town.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Meeting
Be
with
civil.
the president.
do things right. Think of the residents. You are
I love that. Meeting with the president. She's just taking a selfie from out in the.
Oh, he was being sorry. If you didn't catch the sarcasm in his voice,
Okay.
you didn't catch
I
the
thought he was
sarcasm.
for her.
Oh,
They said they had people
no.
for her.
Yeah, this guy might be for her, but that last guy was not. Look how wonderful she is. She's meeting with the president. That was an
That was
insult.
awesome.
That was like me saying, "Oh, look how
Yeah.
special Farrell is. She got to hang
Excuse
out
me,
with
sir.
backstage with the president. Wasn't that wonderful?" That's sort of the sarcasm that he's using. It's just like, but she was there, and she just took a selfie with the president in the background. Like,
Ugh.
yeah. And don't forget those YouTuber things like and surprise.
here to represent the residents and not yourself.
Henyard and her publicity team no longer respond to our emails seeking an explanation of her spending, as we
wonder why. And all those forgotten ballot boxes found in the closet that were filled with votes just for her. The news said people spoke for her. I wasn't saying him in particular. No. I look forward to your lawsuit, Zach. See, shame on you. Hello, Scone. I have copyrighted them. The term little d will suit anyone else who uses it. Well, that's just tough.
Bring it on.
Bring it. Bring it on. I mean, if you got little d, that's okay. It's not that sounds like a personal problem.
Yes, Sean.
I'm giving you a hard time.
We love Little
Uh,
D.
yes, Little D is awesome. I mean, I guess. I guess it depends on what you're talking about. I'm talking about Danielle, little D Danielle. She knows what I'm saying. She's got it. I'm looking here because I've got to find cancel. And where is it?
Now what are you
I am
looking for?
so Baker is doing just a stream tonight and not tomorrow.
They might not have court today because it's Ash Wednesday.
Oh, that could be happening. So in 12
Yeah.
hours, Baker will be doing his thing. Yeah, I guess there is like that whole Valentine's Day thing, some religious something or other. I'm so amazed. Holy cow. Holy cow. What is this? Video unavailable. Somebody got blocked. Oh, I was just looking if there was a place where I could send people. I don't see anything that I can send anyone to whenever I finish this out.
During this morning?
No, she's only doing a video.
Oh, okay.
So she's got a video recorded. Let's see.
LC was on last I looked.
No, it's been shut down.
Is he done? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been blocked and locked.
I don't see anybody.
I see that's
His mindset's on.
Yeah. Legal mindset. There we go. Gina Carano lawsuit slapping down Disney. There we go. We'll send all you guys over to the legal mindset. Like him, love him. Just make sure that you send him a little bit of love and give him a big thumbs up whenever you get there, just like you do a big thumbs up here.
Oh.
Tonight we will be doing some more Amber Heard.
Baker is going.
Is he?
Yeah, I have the link.
Well, I don't see it.
It's going in 26 minutes.
Well, I'll send everybody over to Legal Vices and or Baker. If I had Baker's link, throw it in private chat.
Yeah,
it's easier for me to do there.
A little birdie sent it to me.
Awesome. I like the
little
little birdies. There we go. It's easier for me to grab it there. Copy link. There it is. And redirect. Ooh-ha.
You better redirect to Baker. He's saying
I totally would. I just didn't have it before. Paste. All I saw that he was because it's not showing it. I'm going to remove somebody from my list there because they've got like 50. It shows up with 50 possibilities of redirect to one person. I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. I'm like, like I'll see a couple from other people that might be live, but then I get these weird redirects. It's insane. I got you, Baker. We'll send all there. It's anti-Danish hate, Danishist. Are you getting sued, Roseman? No, you're not going to get sued. Danielle, Shizzy using they all look alike excuse. Well, hey, I was standing up for Baker earlier in my stream. Damn it, I was standing up for him. Doggone it.
That's not how I heard it.
Well, just make sure that okay. So you're not going over to Legal Mindset. Yeah, you're going over to see the Baker. Go to see the Baker. Make sure you show up over there. You give him a big thumbs up, and ladies, you don't want to miss out on tonight because he is going to turn your legs to dough. He is going to just butter you up and get you just easy bake oven kind of love. He's going to make sure there's no cheese in those Danishes. And he's going to
fire his stream up.
He's going to fire it up for love and tenderness and some juicy, tasty buttered biscuits. He will butter those buns, make sure that your legs turn to dough, and let you not walk for at least a couple of hours. After he's done with you, ladies, you'll never get any better than the baker.